Hey sweet soul, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Duschen. I'm an author, poet, speaker, and healer. Today's message is to help whoever is watching this discern between witchcraft and a prophetic voice. So let me start with how I would identify witchcraft. Witchcraft, it's a very ancient medicine, and I say medicine, right? It has been a way for women to channel their rage and anger and frustration with humanity, and oftentimes rightly so, and to fight back. It has been a weapon, right? Witchcraft. And so there has been purpose to witchcraft and the fabrication of curses and medicines as a way to battle forces and violence and rape and oppression in a way that keeps the creator safe and hidden, right? And so when we talk about prophetic voices, they are very much not hidden. They are very much exposed to the world. They are vulnerable in that space. They are called to be in platforms and to speak to humanity in a way that is totally unmasked, totally unapologetic. Now, both witchcraft and prophecy both serve this purpose of providing protection in a way. But there has been a warping and distortion of both witchcraft and prophecy. Now, me identifying as a prophet, I do not practice witchcraft in any way. I am divinely ordered not to, and so I cannot resonate with frequencies that are in practice of witchcraft or voodoo or any type of black magic in that way. I'm very much a light worker. I do magic but in light, through prayer and through divination in a way that I speak. I am a scribe. I am an orator for divine language. I identify as being a channel and a voice, a messenger, an earth angel for the voice of God. And so there is heavy discipline on my life as a prophet, and you might relate to this if you are also called to prophecy, that I can only speak the voice of God, and if I don't, I am very much not in the will of God, and it can be very dangerous to my life, not in a way that God will hate me or punish me, but in some scriptures that can be translated in that way. And oftentimes, yes, it feels that way, because if I deny my prophetic nature, ultimately I hate myself. I'm never going to be happy with who I am because I'm not allowing this voice to come through me. My magic is hidden. My soul is being diminished. And so I often feel it is the fate and the will of God to be who I am. And I don't have to explain that to anybody, and if you're a prophet, you don't have to explain that to anyone either. Now to the witches, and I know women specifically identify with witchcraft very heavily, and if that's your calling, that is fine. I know I definitely also have ancestors who practiced witchcraft in many ways, but I want to discern here this distortion of witchcraft in this context. Now we know that a distortion of prophecy means that someone is using their gift as a channel, as a voice for God, to instead warp and use it for one's own motivation, for selfish reasons. And someone who is a prophet, they are an open channel, an open vessel, and so the enemy would like to come in sometimes and use that channel and use that vessel. And so there's a constant war and battle over the light and dark, over this human being who is open. And so that is a warfare there. Witchcraft is very similar in that way. Witchcraft, again, it's used as a means of battle, of war. It can be used for medicine, such as herbalism. It can be used as a way to heal the body and to heal the mind. But the difference here is that witchcraft cannot bring divine blessings such that only God can bring. Witchcraft, when it becomes dark, when it becomes a manipulation of the human to say, I can do the will of God. In fact, I don't need the will of God. It's permission to do this thing that I am being called to do. And so there's a lack of prayer there, there's a lack of humility there. And so it is a distorted weapon used to manipulate other human beings to serve a selfish will. And that can become very dangerous. And I can say as a prophet that that kind of witchcraft doesn't truly work. It might have some type of effect that the mind or the person bearing that curse or that potion or whatever thinks that they are manipulating energy, that they are manipulating the power of God through themselves. Why as a prophet saying, I'm not manipulating, I am not the power of God, I am opening and allowing my body, my mind, and my heart to be used by the power of God. So there's a difference here. And again, one can maybe feel the effects of witchcraft, and it happens every day, and I'll talk in a moment about identifying when witchcraft is happening on you. But again, yeah, it can provide some maybe a ripple or physical effect that the mind will tell that person who's practicing witchcraft that, oh, I am influencing, I am manipulating something for my own gain. And that can come from a place of justified rage and anger at evil in humanity. And so someone practicing witchcraft could say, I'm going to do this spell or this curse because it is the right thing to do. But as a prophet, it is not up to us to decide what is the right and wrong thing to do. We just listen, we just obey a higher spirit of love. And again, that person who's a prophet struggles sometimes with discerning the voice of God and the voice of evil, and that's when that vessel can be demented and used. And so again, this witchcraft that is seeking to manipulate, it might touch, it might cause some effect, but ultimately it never truly lasts. It's not a sustainable way to create change or to create love in the world, right? We actually need to create it within ourselves. We need to allow patience. We need to allow the fruits of the Holy Spirit to help us and assist us. Because ultimately, if we think and embody that we are the God in this life, that is entirely on us to make things happen, then witchcraft occurs, and it leads to this lack of soul, this lack of happiness and joy, because you don't realize that if you're cursing other people, trying to destroy another person's life, trying to call in havoc and chaos in someone else's life, that you are also bringing that onto your life, because you cannot create something that you are not the vibration of. And so there has to come a wisdom here of energy, of frequency of creation in a way that is divine. And so if you're practicing witchcraft and you think, maybe it does bring you some peace and justification to will ill wishes onto someone else, it makes you feel better. Perhaps you think it's justified. But that frequency is going to come right back to you. And especially if you're practicing witchcraft on someone who is a prophet or is a child of the divine of God, and you're sending them witchcraft, that person is also highly spiritual. And so you don't know the forces behind someone else. Just like we talk about in martial arts, you never pick a fight with someone on the street because you have no idea. You have no idea what kind of skills or weapon someone has, right? It's about maintaining peace and harmony within ourselves and sharing that energy. But again, we need to protect, we need to defend. And so again, this channel might diverge here, people who are interested in witchcraft. But I very much am speaking on the embodiment of God, of doing the will of God, of seeing justice and peace in the world happen. But we have to speak it, we have to pray it upon not only ourselves, but even our enemies. And that's where, again, forces might differ. But I'm hoping to bring some peace and harmony and recognize that witchcraft and prophecy are very similar, you know? And I get that they can be tools especially used by women to protect themselves, to find their source of empowerment again in a world that disables and takes away women's ability to feel safe in this world. And so we have used the mind and our spiritual gifts oftentimes to save ourselves. And so let's talk about identifying when witchcraft is happening. Now, people do witchcraft without recognizing that that's what they're doing. And so as a prophet, we understand that everything that comes out of the mouth can be a curse or a prayer. Everything. Energy is that simple, it is that clear, it is that direct. And so witchcraft can very much look like negative energy. It could be telling someone that they don't look good today, or just sharing words that are not positive, they're not loving, they're not uplifting. In fact, they are a waste of energy. They should not be said. In fact, they plant a seed of shame, of guilt, of fear in someone else. That is witchcraft. That is a curse. Words are curses, and curses are just energy that is meant to be a weapon. And so we need to be extremely conscious of how we communicate. And I am speaking especially to women. As a woman, your ability to communicate is very much in alignment in tune with higher frequencies that sometimes masculine energies cannot access, because you are the actual channel, the birth channel, right, of divine creation. And so you are truly tapped in. And so what comes out of your mouth, especially as a woman, can destroy somebody. And a part of you, some people listening, might want to destroy things. I get it. There has been a lack of space holding feminine rage, right? The full spectrum of feminine emotions. It has not been allowed, it has not been permitted, it has not been safe. But we have to channel. We are responsible as feminine energies to channel our rage into purpose, back into prayer, into a medicine that feeds and uplifts and seeds hope and love and abundance and peace and prosperity in this world and in our lives. And again, if we curse people, if we send negative energy, it comes back to us, because we are all one, we are all connected. And you know that. Anyone listening to this channel so far understands that we are all connected in one vibration, because we're watching this channel because ultimately we do believe in love. We believe in a higher power. We believe in God, the divine source, spirit, however you define great love. Love that is, we can't see it, but we know it. We come from it. It is our home. We're going there. We came from it. And it is everlasting. And it is truth. And so you're watching this today and you're curious if you're being a victim to witchcraft, or you're trying to discern what is a prophet, what is the voice of evil, and you're just not sure. You'll know, because you'll feel in your body this sense of peace, a positive light, a new hope. It will restore and strengthen your faith in God and love in yourself. It will give you a sense of courage and boldness to keep moving forward. And that is the difference, the key difference between someone who speaks prophetically and someone who is identifying with witchcraft. And again, I'm not hating on my witches out here. Again, I know I'm a witch. I know that my ancestors have very much practiced witchcraft. I understand that. But again, I'm choosing to use my spiritual gifts for prophecy, for prayer. I do not believe it is my divine calling to curse my enemies, but I am very much destroying evil. I do it in a way that is illuminating. I'm standing here boldly as love, unshakable, unmovable love. And so you can point your weapons at me, you can harm me, you can hurt me, you can lock me away, but I will still be love. You can't take that away from me. I refuse to allow your vibration to influence my vibration. I refuse to become the vibration of hate. I cannot allow that as a prophet. I cannot allow myself to go back there into that violence. I'm not seeking to be violent in this world. I'm seeking to be rebelliously loving. It is the will over my life. It has been ordained over my life. And so I'm calling to those that do practice witchcraft or know witches to identify that you are very much also a prophet, that your gifts of willing things into creation should be motivated by love. And to take that love and to create the medicines that we need. We need our kitchen witches, we need our herbalists, right? We need our gardeners, we need our cooks. We need feminine medicine in a way that the world has never seen before. It is rising. Feminine power is rising, right? I wrote the book Phoenix Medicines, A Transformative Journey Through Consciousness. That is a feminine reflection of Christ consciousness. Identifying and giving honor to the rise of women. Women as also a mirror reflection of God, of consciousness. God as both a divine father and a divine mother. And I'm speaking that as a prophet that old scriptures and churches might not understand this new definition of prophecy, and so it very much can seem and look like witchcraft. And so we're coming together in this space, right? And I have practiced religion, I've practiced many religions, different spiritualities, I've participated in many different kinds of worships, and again, I study gratitude, I study worship, I study how people love and create meaning and significance in their life. And I speak on what I hear in a way that is universal. And I do believe that witchcraft is a universal language. But I'm calling to my sisters. I'm calling to the brothers who also partake, the warlocks out there, right? I'm speaking to everyone here in this moment. To create medicine for healing and for love. It is not up to us to judge. It is not up to us to bring justice. Allow that justice to come. Allow the God, the true God, to do that work for us. Do not punish yourself. Because that's what will happen when we try to, again, bring death and punishment on our enemies. We are punishing ourselves. Because that person, no matter how much harm they've done to us or another human being, it is still a brother in spirit. It's still a sister in spirit. So this is a divine calling to compassion, to peace, to creating global and world peace and harmony. It starts with everything we speak. It starts with our daily rituals, right? We can connect there. So I hope this video provides some clarity to someone perhaps who's listening to my channel and maybe it's just new and different. I get it. I am a unique being. I come off as a very Christian church girl, and then again I got my indigenous Indian roots, okay? And I can't be a part of myself. I have to be my whole self. And that is what we're seeing being birthed into the world right now. Right? These mixed funds of different spiritualities all coming together in these vessels that are listening and understanding and learning about love and God in so many ways, multidimensional ways. And it should be accepted because it is ultimately this cultural embodiment, world cultural embodiment that is going to lead the path of a genuine peace, a world connection from one human to another. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you believe in, we can still find a center of connection through our love, through our compassion. And so again, I hope this video helps someone trust the voice, if they connect with this voice, that it is loving and is pure, it's coming from a genuine place. I do not wish harm or evil upon anyone. And if you're a witch, it's cool. Again, I see you as a sister. I'm doing a different kind of work. It looks a different kind of way. And I pray that you continue the work that you do, again, in a way that's healing. Because when I'm sick, who am I going to? I'm going to the witches, right? Who know the medicines, they know the work that has been passed down from ancestor to ancestor. And you carry that sacred knowledge. And so keep your work. I'm doing my work, and I pray that you can come to me too. And allow me to pray for you. Allow me to speak to you in your spirit. So thank you for listening to this unique message today. Thank you for helping to seek understanding. Thank you for being a student to compassion. And I appreciate you. I love you. And if I could be of service to you in a way that is not well known, I guess, in this world, but there are many people in very high places, celebrities, politicians, right, who have spiritual guides, they have spiritual advisors. They're not the people you hear about, you just see the people who are in the seat or on the stage, but behind them is community, right? People who are praying for them, of course. To do that kind of work, you need someone to pray and cover you in spirit. And so if that's you, please let me know. I'm taking interviews right now for Life Purpose Actualization. And that's just the first stage of the journey. I also offer further development, business development, PR management, so much more. If you're really truly ready to bring in this new wave of energy, of high consciousness, of compassion, of peace, and how you communicate not only as a human being, but as a brand, as a business, then I'm here for you. And collectively, everyone who's listening, we are creating this world of sustainability, of holistic healing, of societies that are truly heart-centered. And we have to do the work. So I'm speaking to people who are ready to do the work, but maybe you're just trying to figure it out. And if you're not ready to coach with me, please join us in the Medicine Garden. Let's continue this conversation. It's a unique topic. The Medicine Garden is on Google Meet. It's a virtual meeting. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You have to RSVP by email. Please reach out to me. And again, connect with me below. Leave a comment. Subscribe to this channel if you like these topics, these videos, these meditations. Let me know what you would like to speak on next. And of course, the book Phoenix Medicines, A Transformative Journey to Consciousness is available. And if you like what I'm saying so far, if you've been enjoying this journey, I think you would really enjoy the book. Please leave us a review on Amazon. So again, I thank you so much for being here. I wish you peace and joy and safety as you continue on your path forward. Now I'll speak to you again soon.